Good morning and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View this morning. Look at this. What an absolutely fantastic view. Again this morning. Devastating news yesterday. Absolutely devastating news that Jota will be out between 6 and 9 months. Brendan Rodgers also said, talk about Celtic. Talk about what we've achieved. Talk about what the success that this team has had. And talk about the fact that we haven't had this handed to us. There's been a lot of hype in the media, obviously, about a certain club and about a takeover, a potential takeover, and an injection of cash. And Brendan Rodgers reiterated the fact that, look, Celtic have had to work for what we have. We haven't been handed anything on a platter. We haven't been handed anything at all. We've had to work over the years. And the financial stability of the club is testament to the way that the club is run, but is also testament to the fans and the fact that the fans go out and spend £30 million a year on merchandise, and they buy the tickets and they go to the games and they support the club fantastically. When it comes to the players this weekend, Dyson Maeda is a doubt. Brendan Rodgers said he's not. Hopefully he'll be fine. Kuhn has a little knock on his knee. Alistair Johnston out for the next couple of weeks after getting an operation on his knee, a little thing on his knee. And the players are falling to bits at this end of the season, just when we want to just go on strong. Brendan Rodgers is still saying that he's set targets for the team and the players going into the remaining games and fixtures of the season. But when it comes to this weekend, we're missing a good few players that are influential. Now, thinking about, Brendan Rodgers was asked about next season, and Brendan said, talk about this season. Talk about the achievements that this team has had this season. Talk about the fact that, even when this team's been knocked down, like they were in the Champions League, they bounced back. And they didn't just bounce back. They went on and performed at the higher level. And, they've achieved a lot this season. We've won a double. Talk about that. Never mind talking about a team next door and what could potentially happen next season with them. There's going to be a massive, massive summer for Celtic Football Club now. The fact that Jota is out for 6 months. We've already been looking for a replacement for Lewis Palmer. We've been looking for a replacement for Kyogo Furuhashi. We're now having to look for a replacement, and let's face it, we will have to get someone in to take Jota's place on the wing. Is Yang that player? Can Yang step up to the mark between now and the start of the season? Can he be as good or better than Jota going into the start of the season? It's a big, big ask, especially with the Champions League qualifier. It's now given Brendan Rodgers a massive headache when it comes to transfers this summer. It's making sure that the player that we get in is well in before, because we're now at a stage where we're going to have to get a striker in and a winger. It's something that the media have never really spoke about yesterday, because obviously Brendan said, let's talk about the here and now. Let's talk about finishing this season strong. Let's talk about winning the cup. We're still in a very, very important game to play for at Celtic. He's set targets for the players for each remaining game and obviously getting to the cup final. After that, the speculation is going to be rife this summer about players coming and leaving Celtic. Obviously, we know the players that are going to be leaving or potentially leaving Celtic. We've spoke about them on lots of videos. But the fact that we're going to have to get in 2 wingers now, Brendan Rodgers will not want to go into the Champions League qualifiers and the main Champions League competition itself without backup for Yang. Surely not. We either put Dyson Maeda back out onto the wing and Nico Kuhn on the other side. We have Yang. We still need at least 1 winger. I think that Brendan Rodgers will need, and Celtic will need to look at the squad now completely differently. This has changed the dynamics of what could potentially happen this summer. We will definitely need to get in a player that will play in Jota's position. It's as simple as that. Brendan Rodgers did reiterate the fact that he has spoken to Jota and he spoke about the plan for him getting back, and it's devastating, isn't it? It is. It's just... There were a lot of people who were confident yesterday in the live yesterday morning. A lot of people were really confident in the score going into this weekend. There's some crazy, crazy scorelines put out there. I'd happily win the game 1-0 this weekend. And I think that anyone that thinks it's going to be an absolute rampant game, the fact that we're down to the we're not threadbare. We're not threadbare, but we don't have our best team going into this game, and I think that that's always a worry. Barry Ferguson will get this team right up for it, knowing that he's got the possibility of beating Celtic 3 times in a season. Who cares? Who cares? Brendan says this game's all about pride. It's a lot more than pride going into this game. It's make sure that they can't go into the summer thinking, yeah, the gap has closed. And that's the dog next door barking. There's just dogs everywhere here. That's the point. The joys of trying to do videos where you're like, yeah. Anyway, so what do you think the score is going to be this weekend? I am going to go for a 1-0. I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game. And Brendan Rodgers spoke about the fact that it was a couple of corners the last time that we played that lot that we fell foul of, and it's all going to come down to the first goal, isn't it? It's a game that is a must-win as far as the Celtic fans are concerned. Brendan Rodgers also spoke about the fact that he loves the pressure at the club, and we all know that 200% that he's going to be here next season. He is going to be here next season, and he spoke about having been at Liverpool and the pressure that comes with that. He knew that his next job would have to be something that give him a little bit of more pressure. And he said the pressure coming back to Celtic the second time, he says when you look back at the first 6 months of when he came back, and it's true, having gone out the cup so early on last season and at the first attempt against Kilmarnock away from home at the beginning of last season, a lot of people said he shouldn't have came back. And he did win the double last season. He's on course as a manager to win a treble. James Forrest is now the most successful player ever at Celtic. And Celtic have a chance to go into 121 trophies in total. Brendan Rodgers likes that. And I like the fact that he knocks back anything at all to talk about other clubs, and it's like focus on Celtic. The media and the narrative in Scotland is always going to be about the top alleged two. As far as Celtic fans and as far as I'm concerned, there is no top two. A new club can't come into the league and within 12 years think it's one of the big clubs in Scotland. We all know that, okay, if there's a takeover takes place, so be it. Celtic will still have to go out and win things. Let's just get this season over and done with. And whatever happens this summer with players, it's going to be an interesting one. With the game this weekend, I think it's going to be a tight game. I think that they're going to go in with a back five to try and not ship goals, and you'll see them playing a back five. They've done it before, and never thought I'd see in my lifetime a team from that side of Glasgow going in playing a back five. Can this team get past them? Will Yang be ready for the game? That's more importantly. And if he's not, it looks like it's going to be Dyson Maeda on the wing if he's 100% fit. Do we risk him? He had a little bit of a knock. He didn't train. Let's face it, what would you rather win? Would you rather win the Scottish Cup final, or would you rather win this game at the weekend? And I think I would rather win the Scottish Cup final. I would rather win both games. I'm not saying that we should not try our hardest, but with players like Tony Ralston coming into the team this weekend, it's a big, massive game for them. Obviously, Tony knows that he's not going to be in the starting lineup for the Scottish Cup due to the fact that Alistair Johnson will be back. And it was good that they're now managing the players with the focus not only on this season and winning the Scottish Cup, but thinking ahead towards pre-season. And it was good that they got Alistair Johnson, they got him sorted out after the Dundee United game, knowing that he can have a couple of weeks off to get him ultimately ready to come back for the Scottish Cup final. But more importantly, make sure that the players are going to be at full fitness coming back for pre-season. It's one of the most important pre-seasons that we've had in a long time, due to the fact that we do have a Champions League qualifier. We'll talk about transfers and everything in the next couple of weeks, and we'll have a summer of it, I'm sure. But for me, I'm going to enjoy the last day here in Torrix. I will be back in the studio tomorrow morning for live at 9 a.m. Celtic part-time, and then we'll do a live an hour and a half before kick-off as normal. I've got to admit, I'm not looking forward to the game. But then again, Brendan Rodgers said, when it really matters and when, we're up against it, we do well. We went into the other 2 games with a big gap, and he reckons that the players at the club have thought it's been too easy and there's been nothing really to play for. There's pride to play for in this game. Can the players up their game for this one to get that win at Ibrox? I'd love it. Do you know, and I think it's written in the stars, because there's been nothing better than 2,000 Celtic fans sitting in an empty stadium with 80 minutes played in the game, and their fans have just disappeared altogether. Because they like walking away, don't they? On that note, have a fantastic day, Celtic fans, wherever you are. Give me your score predictions in the comment section. Tell me what you think about possible transfers this summer. It's going to be a massive summer for Celtic now. Absolutely massive. I will not reiterate enough. I mean, it's the speculation on who we're now going to bring in. Does Brendan Rodgers keep Dyson Maida as the number 1 striker? Does he bring in another striker that's good enough? Do we keep Dyson Maida on the wing? It just gives you an absolute headache anyway. Have a fantastic day, Celtic fans, wherever you are, all around the world.